this video. Ooh. Welcome to a never seen before world of ancient Indian astras. Ooh. Ooh.
Nandi Astra.
Okay. Oh, so this is kind of telling us.
Bambhastra.
Okay. Bambhastra.
Jalastra. Pavanastra.
Is that a kid?
And Brahmastra.
I just understood that that's Brahma Astra, and I'm feeling
the
dumb.
Foundation of a universe of cinema based on the concept of astras, the Astraverse.
The Astraverse, that's a cool name. Ooh, nice little logo for it.
Brahmastra Part 1 is the first movie of this Astraverse, and it begins with an image from a mystical time in ancient India, where a group of sages are performing deep meditation in the Himalayas. And for their meditation, the sages are blessed with the light of the universe, the most powerful and most pure energy there is.
I love this
Brahma Shakti.
artwork.
From this Brahma Shakti,
Beautiful. It looks like a
astras are
graphic
born.
novel almost.
Astras which have within them all the different energies that are found in nature: fire, wind, water, earth. The Jalastra, Pavanastra, and the Agniastra. Astras which have within them the powers of different animals, like the Vanarastra, which can give to the person who controls it the power of a super monkey, and the Nandi Astra, which has
That's the
within it
bull.
the power and strength of 1,000 bulls. But there is one.
Oh, I saw there was
astra,
a tiger and bird
the
in the
last
background
one
too.
to emerge from the light, carrying its collective essence, the lord of all the others, which the sages name after one of the most powerful weapons of our gods, the Brahmastra. The
Okay.
sages vow to protect these astras, and as the guardians of the Brahmastra, they name themselves the Brahmansh. A secret society which will exist amongst other men and do good for the world with the power of these astras.
It's very cool.
Time moves forward, humanity progresses, and the Brahmansh carries on as well, passing on the astras generation to generation, all the way
I love the
into
transition
our
from
world
art
today,
to
where
photos.
the Brahmansh still exist in secret. India, as it is today, is where the story of Brahmastra is set. I believe this puts us in a very unique position because no one has done what we are doing with ancient Indian inspiration
This
in the
is
modern
cool.
world ever. And now on to the hero of Brahmastra, our protagonist, a young man who is yet to discover that in this world of astras, he is a miracle because he is an astra himself, Agni Astra.
Okay. So Agni is fire. Very
In
cool.
keeping with our spirit of tribute to our roots, he is named after the god who is the most dear to me personally, the most mystical, the all-powerful, and my greatest inspiration, Shiva.
The CGI is so good of everything we've seen so far. I'm very impressed. The VFX and CGI. Oh, is it done already? It's been 4 minutes? So that was so cool. So that was everything I wanted to know from the trailer before jumping into the movie. I'm so happy that video came out to kind of explain, because remember I talked about in the trailer reaction, you know, what's the bull represent, what did the monkey represent, and so it's so cool to see this story. One thing's interesting about just the core concept of these group of people, and of course this is different, there are differences between them, but something that it made me think of while watching this was the Eternals movie. Now of course I'm really hoping this one will be better, but there's that concept of like this ancient magic and then, you know, starting back in the old time and coming to modern day with this like ancient power. But of course this is very different, especially because it's rooted in Indian mythology, and that I love. I love mythology so much. I think it's very cool. It's not something I spend enough time looking at anymore, but like I was always into it as a kid, and I think it's just the coolest thing. Mainly as a kid, I read like Greek and Roman mythology stuff, and as I've gotten older, I've learned more about Indian mythology and other mythologies in the world, and it's genuinely so fascinating and so cool, and I love the stories that are held with the gods in the Hindu religion especially. There's so many beautiful legends and tales and surrounding them that they can draw from. And I love how in this film they are taking these gods and these mythologies and turning it into something in the modern world. It is, as he said, like this is not something that's been done before. This is an extremely new thing. And it's utilizing stuff that is, you know, been used in many things before. You know, the gods are utilized as symbolism or just in film all the time in Indian cinema. But to take it like this and kind of adapt it into something new, I think is very brave and very exciting. I'm genuinely really looking forward to how this plays out, because, you know, this could be, like, as he said, it's like the Astroverse, and right now it's a trilogy, but there is so much they could do with this concept. Like, it could become its own cinematic universe. And the idea of that is so exciting. Like, we can have stories from the past, we can have stories from the future. Like, there's so much that can be done with this. And I think that it's really great. Now, I just have my fingers crossed that this first movie is as good as I want it to be. Because I want there to be more, and I want it to grow into this bigger thing. And hopefully it'll be really great, and it'll be easy to get that all made. You know, of course, you know, I'm pretty sure the trilogy at the very least will get made because they've already sold it as a trilogy, you know. They might even already have some of the next part done. I don't know, I haven't researched that at all. That was such a cool video. There's so much said in it. I'm like trying to wrap my head around all of it. So it's gonna be cool to learn all of the different Astras. He listed quite a few in this, but I don't know if that's every single one or if there's gonna be a few more as well. Because of course, so Ranbir Kapoor's character, our main character, he is going to be the Fire Astra. And so that makes sense with the trailer. Of course, you know, he had fire, obviously. We knew he was gonna have fire powers. And it's cool to get the actual, like, name for it. And I also feel really dumb for not putting together Brahmastra is literally the name. I don't know why that didn't click until watching this video. Like, it's so obvious to me now. But whatever, we move on. I do also think that's a very smart name for the series. Because, of course, the Brahmastra is kind of like the core power of it all, and it'll be interesting to see like who has that power, or if that one is like not held by a human because maybe it's too powerful, or by an Astra rather. They're not like necessarily human fully, and because they are like a miracle, as he worded it in the video. It was also cool to hear it all in English. I would be interested to know if like there's a bit different things said in the different languages, because I don't know if like he just re-recorded that a bunch in other, like we also just sat and recorded it all in Hindi and then said it all in English or what, but it was a really cool and very informative video. It was exactly what I wanted to know, and I loved all that key art we saw as well. The art style of it was just beautiful, and I'm interested to see how the beginning will be, because I think based on that key art, you know, we see of whenever the people were meditating originally, I'm thinking that might be an animation in the full film. I could see that being utilized, or maybe it'll be a bunch of actors and they'll be there. We won't know till we see it. I could see that being a good opportunity to utilize the animation exposition, which I've seen in some other films as well. And I'd be interested to see how it looks. I don't mind an animated exposition. I just want it to have a good style to it. And based on the concept art though, I really love these concept arts. Just the whole, like how it's drawn and how it's done is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm just looking forward to this movie now. It's when's September 9th coming? And can it come any sooner? But I think this could be a huge film. I think this really could be like the next big thing. I'm really looking forward to it and seeing how successful it is. And I really, really have my fingers crossed that it is just amazing, because I want it to be. There's definitely a wide variety of characters in this, and I mean, I don't know if this is all the Astras. They listed a few in this. I have a feeling there's probably going to be a couple more than what they listed in this video, and I'll be interested to have all of those revealed and also make sure I can keep track of them all. I also think this is a really cool way to kind of get people who are not from India to understand a little bit more about Hindu mythology. I think that this is a really cool way to be like an introduction. Like it almost, of course, it's very different from this, but like a reminiscent of like the Percy Jackson books for kids to learn about Greek mythology. While this appears to be very different from those novels, I think the core thing of what I'm trying to say it'll offer the similarly is allowing people to learn about Hindu mythology, a bit about it. Obviously it's a very modern take, and there's a lot of, there's gonna be a lot of fiction mixed in there, and like the story itself is going to be its own thing, but it'll have inspiration from the mythology and from the gods, and it'll be a really cool way to show people a bit more about that who otherwise don't know a lot about the Hindu mythology, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully this can be kind of a big success. I know RRR got a lot of people interested in Indian cinema, which was so much fun to see. Every time I saw like a new person who normally only watches Hollywood movies, like celebrities and movie reviewers and websites even, just in like news stations talking about RRR, I was so excited because I love Indian cinema, as you guys know, and I want everyone to watch Indian movies because there are so many amazing ones. And so hopefully I'm really wanting this one to also be a big success and can just like help spread these beautiful stories to people who may not know enough about them or may not know anything about them, let's be honest. I probably know more than like the average non-Indian American, like, who don't have ancestors or are from India themselves and came here, about like Indian mythology. And even so, in movies like RRR, which has some symbolism, I understand some. Like I know, like Ram and the outfit and the names and stuff and what they represent, but I don't know all of it. Like there's definitely references I miss and symbolism I miss because I just don't know enough. And so it'd be cool to see this where it kind of teaches a bit more about it, and hopefully and just gives people a glimpse into this beautiful world of stories that so many people don't even think about. This movie looks great. It has a wonderful cast, the VFX work is amazing, and it has a really cool story that I'm genuinely looking forward to checking out. So yeah, but for now, that is all I gotta say about Brahmastra, The Vision. Make sure to head over to my Instagram to enter the giveaway link in the description. And I hope that you all enjoyed this video and have an absolutely amazing day. Stay safe, guys. Bye.